Albert Einstein already said it. If I had 1 hour to resolve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 thinking about solutions. And this is where traditional brainstorming gets us in trouble because usually we dive straight in and we're trying to resolve a problem without checking first what the problem actually is. So we end up working on the wrong problem. And this is particularly challenging when you're working on a complex issue or when you're working with a large team or many external partners. For example, as a female entrepreneur, I was recently invited to participate in a brainstorming event on boosting female entrepreneurship in this region. And some of the parties involved had recently signed a diversity pledge and they were genuinely interested in enhancing female entrepreneurship. So when we started Brainstorm, we talked about organising an event and some workshops and perhaps some coaching. And that was really when we started getting into the nitty-gritty. I said, let's take a step back. And what is it really about? Are there fewer entrepreneurs in this region than in other regions? Are there actually many more women that would like to become an entrepreneur, but they're not doing it for a specific reason? Are those perhaps family-related issues or financial reasons, or what is it all about? And what can we actually learn from women that have taken the plunge? Is there some inspiration and some good examples in there of how it is possible? And it turned out that none of the involved parties actually knew the answers to those crucial questions. So we didn't really know what the problem was our solution should address. So if you have a complex situation to resolve, get question storming, which is basically a large brainstorm for questions to explore, and you'll find out what the situation is really about. Now, what makes question storming so effective? Well, in the Harvard Business Review of 2018, Hal Gregerson actually states that asking questions makes it easier to push past existing assumptions. So you get more insight, and because of this open inquiry, people are able to see more solutions and take into consideration new pathways to resolve the situation. And over the years, I've adapted his question burst technique into the question storming for my change management practice. So question storming has 3 phases. First of all, you set the stage and you select an opportunity or challenge that the team cares about. Then, second, you actually spill the question. So set a timer to 5 minutes for this and let the team come up with as many questions as possible and centrally just jot them down. And make sure, if you're facilitating this, that no one actually answers the questions. And once people start doing that, just gently remind them that this is time for questions only. And then third, find the bright spot. So which of the questions offers an entirely new perspective and gives you a new take on the situation and what it is actually about? So how can you adapt question storming to working in a virtual environment with larger groups? Well, when you set the stage and there are, for example, many opportunities or challenges the team could be working on, you could, for example, include a poll or a Menti or mural vote. Then, when spilling the questions, make sure that everything happens centrally and that people see the questions and that it is then recorded. And then you go to the next question, because this allows people to bounce off ideas based on what they've just heard before. So don't get people to dump all their questions into the chat straight away. But if you're working with a particularly large group, ask them to raise hands, virtual hands, so everybody can hear what questions have just come up. And then, when you're looking for the bright spot, get people to vote. And this is also, if you, for example, recorded your questions on Mural or Miro, that is when it's very easy to just set up a vote and get people voting on their favourite questions that offer breakthrough insights. The virtual experiment. Why don't you get question storming at your next virtual meeting? Feel free to download our template so you can get started straight away. Enjoy question storming.